Hi guys, Cyril White, Certified Financial Planner for Financial Management. Hope you're all doing well. Making this video to talk about some of the recent volatility that's been going on in the stock market, especially here in the U.S. And while there is one sure thing we can say, that we continue to live through interesting times. So that's a good thing, but I know a lot of people are experiencing some anxiety due to this market volatility, which is normal, so don't feel you're abnormal. But hopefully I can shed some light on, based on my 28 years of experiencing helping my clients manage their portfolios, manage through difficult situations in the markets like this, and hopefully come out on the other end still able to work towards achieving their financial goals with as little worry as possible. First thing is that we need to realize that I know that when we're in the moment and you're watching your portfolio values decrease because you've been used to seeing them appreciate over long periods of time, that it's very uncomfortable and can cause some anxiety. And we always think that this time it's different. This time the world is actually coming to an end. But in reality, we've seen this similar situation in the markets before. And while the situation causing the volatility is obviously always different, the S&P 500 has undergone an average of a 14% downturn, depreciation through market volatility times like this, even in years when it's been positive. So while these times are very uncomfortable, we understand that they're not unprecedented. So this does happen, and it's happened before. In my almost 30 years of helping my clients work towards the achievement of their financial goals, by managing their portfolios, by helping them manage their money, I've seen many times in the markets when we've experienced this type of volatility, or even sometimes even worse. I started doing this in 1997. I just turned 59 a couple days ago, which is scary, but I'm happy that I've been able to see many of these similar situations happen in the marketplace and have been able to help our clients get through them, and they've gotten through every one, and hopefully this time will be no different. Back in my early career, we had the internet bubble when everyone was going to become an internet millionaire. The internet was just getting started, if you can believe that. And we saw lots of people invest in companies that basically had no merit, and a lot of people lost a lot of money trying to be the next Google. And that was the first shock, and that was a very difficult time in the markets. Then we had Y2K, when all the computers were going to crash at midnight on December 31st, 1999, and that was going to cause a market panic, and it did cause a lot of volatility in the market, but we got through that. Then, of course, we had the 9/11 terrorist attacks. That was something different that we'd never experienced before, and that caused a lot of volatility in the markets, and we made it through that, thankfully. Then we had the 2008 mortgage crisis, which morphed into the 2009-2010 global recession, and that was a difficult period, but we made it through that. Then we had the 2020 COVID pandemic, which was another very volatile time in the markets and a very volatile time for humanity in general. The 2020 January 6th Capitol riots, which was a very difficult time for our country. Then, the Ukrainian-Russian war. So we've seen many of these very volatile times in our history, in my almost 30 years of helping clients work towards the achievement of their financial goals. And while the cause of them is always different, and this time is no different with the tariffs, the principles that allow people to get through these times and to be successful in the achievement of their financial goals and the management of their portfolios is that the portfolios that we build for our clients are meant to withstand periods of volatility and stress through diversification, quality asset allocation, and a focus on long-term goals. And again, while the situation causing the volatility is always different, historically, the principles that help clients get through these without making significant financial mistakes is focus on the long-term plan, taking advantage of opportunities that many of these volatile situations cause. And that's what we help clients do. And we do that on an ongoing basis. And we're managing our clients' portfolios in good times and bad on a regular basis so that when times like these do happen, we don't have to make an emotional knee-jerk reaction and make a bad financial decision. So I'd like you to keep that in mind. Now is not the time to make drastic changes to your portfolios based on what the headlines in the news are. And what people often forget or don't even know is that in volatile times, it's relatively easy to get out of the market. Sell everything, go to cash, buy CDs until the volatility is over and the markets come back. Well, that's way easier said than done because while it's easy to make the decision, we see the markets dropping, there's significant volatility. The harder part is when do you get back in? And you might think that's an easy decision to make, but after you've made an emotional decision to get out of the market, it's much harder to get back in. And no one knows when the next market upturn is going to start or continue. And as this slide shows, based on a very famous Morningstar study where they looked at the S&P 500 stock index from a period of 20 years, from 2001 through 2020, if you only missed 5 of the best days that the S&P 500 had over that 20-year period, your portfolio would be worth almost half as much as if you would have just stayed invested. And remember, as I mentioned, my career had preceded 2001, 1997, and has gone on past 2020 to 2025. And over that time period, we've had numerous significant market volatility events, and had those investors stayed invested and not missed those only 5 of the best trading days, they would have about twice as much in their portfolio. A mentor of mine way back when I first started in the business used to always like to say, our business is the only business where when everything goes on sale, no one wants to buy. So keep that in mind. Take a deep breath. Talk to your financial advisor. If we're your financial advisor, we're happy to talk to you about this every day if you need us to, and we'll all get through this and come out the other end hopefully better. And again, I want to stress that the clients who stick with their plan, who don't get emotional, who take advantage of opportunities are the clients that end up getting through these situations and being better for it and still achieving their long-term financial goals. I hope that helps. If you like more information, please read the market letter that we came out with that provides more detail and discussion on this. If you're one of our clients, again, please don't hesitate to ever contact me. Here are my numbers. You should know those numbers and my email address. If you have any anxiety or any questions, don't ever hesitate to contact me. Day, night, weekends, doesn't matter. If you're not a client and you'd like a second opinion or just an extra set of eyes to kind of look at what you're doing, I know a lot of people try and do this on their own, and these are the times that those people typically wish they had a financial advisor that they could either yell at, which definitely will reduce your stress, and we're used to taking that, or help get through this so you're not alone in this process. So even if you're not a client, please reach out to me with any questions. We're happy to review what you're doing and give you our 2 cents, and we'll get through this. Take care, enjoy yourself, and have a great day.